What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, CPI falls and the IWM, aka Small Cap ETF, soars to one of its biggest gaps higher of more than 3% in many, many years. So the obvious question of this day is, did we just see the first pitch of a 9-inning ball game where small caps are going to run for years to come? All that and more coming it up. All right, last trade, 210.25. We are breaking a triple top as we speak. This is a massive gap up on the IWM, the Russell 2000 small cap ETF, and that's in the face of the Qs down 1.5%. Now, if you're dumb retail, and I'm going to include 98% of you, you're sitting there going, oh, geez, Helen, the CPI was weak. I would have thought the market was going to be higher today. Wrong. Unless, of course, you're inside of the Discord with 450 some odd strong, because we had to get rid of it. But that's all, folks. We don't edit around here. So if you're new, welcome. We had to get rid of, or 80 got rid of themselves. They're motherfucking pussies. 99.99% are so-called men. They got pronouns. They run around the fucking house in mini skirts and high heels on Saturday night. I don't motherfucking think so. We're all about real fucking, in some cases, toxic masculinity inside of the Discord. And if you don't like it, tough motherfucking shit. You can go to shopsmallbiz.com and cancel your account right now and be like some of these cowards that are pulling off their credit card so we have no way to bill them in the next 2.5 weeks. I'm looking for 50 people. That's about 2% of you. That's it. We're looking for 500 strong. We're going to have an event in Vegas, most likely at the Wynn or the Encore, no later than early 2026. I would love to have at least 40 or 50 of you that are not inside of the Discord to join us at shopsmallbiz.com. You get a Discord. If you don't have a small biz, that's 2/3 of our members. Premium if you do, shopsmallbiz.com. But most of you, unfortunately, either don't want to be helped or can't be helped. Let me get this straight in case you haven't heard me say it a time or two. In the last several years, we are in the midst of the biggest secular bull market in human history. We're talking flying cars and trips to motherfucking Mars. They actually have a flying car company in Vegas. And in case you haven't heard the news, Elon's going to take 1 million people in the next 8 to 10 years to Mars and all parts in between. I'm telling you right now, as I've been saying since 2017, this is your chance, perhaps your last chance, as testosterone and birth rates and population growth plummet. We've had 2 secular bulls in the last 100 years, post-World War II, where we ran like crazy through the 50s and into the late 60s. And then, of course, when Reagan took over in the 80s, the boomers, late 90s, until the dot-com bubble burst in 2000. This is the third one. The prior two were 25 and 26 years. And if you pull up a 100-year chart on the S&P, it's up for 25, sideways for 10 or 12, up for 26, sideways as we did for most of the early and mid-2000s. And then in 2009... Tom Lee, Chris Chiavacco, and many others are pointing this out. The third major secular bull began in March of 2009 or thereabouts. And right now it's just like 1989. Back then, it was the boomers and the internet that Al Gore invented that drove us up in much higher levels in the 1990s. But it wasn't without recession, wars, and sharp corrections of 10 and even up to as much as 20%. The same rules apply now. But right now, with millennials and Gen Z, they are twice as large as the boomers were demographically in 1989. So for the next 10 or 11 years, when you combine AI, which most say is 3 times more powerful, in case you didn't hear me, than the internet that Al Gore invented, with massive corporate buybacks, almost no IPOs because the mega... let's call them 7 companies are buying up all those pre-IPO names before they can even come public. And then if that's not enough, you got $6 trillion, if you can get your arms around this, of dumb motherfucking thumb up their ass retail that's still on the sidelines. They think they're collecting 4.5% and have been for many years. Do you realize what some of you, and again, I'm only looking for 50 of you, have missed? Do you realize the opportunity to add to your 401k, your IRA? And we believe 80% or thereabouts of your money should be in ETFs and index funds like SPY, QQQ, and IWM. Do you realize how much fucking money you left on the table by fucking watching fake news CNN or even CNBC with Jim Cramer, who has no idea what the hell he's talking about? You probably lost your chance to become a multi-fucking millionaire, but it's not too late. Because we just saw the first pitch on this massive gap higher in the IWM. The reason why the SPY and the Qs are down as much as 1.5% is AI and the semiconductor stocks have been on fire for the last 6 to 12 months, while IWM and the small caps do nothing but go sideways unless they've got mega news. And then the Wall Street bets and the hedge funds pump a handful of names. You get them all because you've got access to a cell phone in real time. But what you don't realize is the vast majority of stocks that, let's say, trade under $5 a share, which is our wheelhouse, have done fucking nothing for months and in most cases, years. But the first pitch just got thrown. We now have a green light for Jerome Powell, as he said a few days ago, to start cutting in September at the latest. And then again, most likely in December. And then you know who, there's no doubt in my mind at this point, unless they sabotage to levels that we can't even dream possible, is coming back. And I don't give a fuck if you like Trump or not. But we had 1.4% inflation. We had no wars. We had fucking enthusiasm and consumer confidence. And it's going to be... In fact, that's probably why it's taking off right now. They know that you know who's fucking doomed. Fucking Parkinson's doctor goes in there 8 times in the last couple of months, and we weren't told until yesterday. I don't give a shit who they throw up against him. Crooked Hillary, fucking Kamala, or anybody else. Gavin, that fucking clown out in fucking California. I don't care. It's not going to work. So I get it. Some of you are upset that I've gone off on this tangent. Fuck you. You're upset because you're a female and you've got a problem with Trump's stance on abortion. I understand that. I really do. But he's a boss. He's a gangster. Nobody fucking dares cross the line. Have you heard some of the stories where he told Putin if he goes into fucking Ukraine on his watch, he was going to blow up Moscow? That's true. It came out in multiple books. You don't have to like him to understand that he was good for this country, and he's coming back, if you haven't heard me say that a time or two. So what do? If you're among 40 or 50 and that's all we want is 500 strong, you go to shopsmallbiz.com after this video. You want to try us out for a month? It's $1.25. Then you can save 40% a year. You're paying me $2.50 a day. I will keep you straight and narrow on most of your money, and that's index funds and ETFs. Your 401k and your IRA should be at all-time highs if you've been listening to me. We've had one fucking loss in 10 months, yet 25% of my business bailed. Didn't I tell you, to those of you that are fucking strong as nails inside the Discord, I said all those dickless, cockless motherfuckers will leave right at the bottom, and they did. We got 2 stocks up almost 10%, and the Sophie I gave you the other day at $6.16 is pushing $7 a share, and it's just the beginning. This is the first pitch of a 9-inning ball game. The S&P relative to the small cap ETF, we are at 25-year lows to the IWM versus the S&P. The last time it happened almost 35 years ago, it was 10 years of outperformance for the IWM. What if we get 2 or 3 years? We've made nonstop fucking money for 2.5 years in the face of a massive Fed rate hike cycle. That's over. Now they're at our back. Now they're our friend. Now they're going to be not like Kamala in, what was the mayor out in San Francisco? Yeah, I'm going there. Marion Barry. Just like Trump, there'll never be another one of me. In closing, stocks are not just going to double and triple overnight, but it just got a lot easier. The naked shorts are going to be without as much ammunition. There's going to be a lot of interest, a lot of FOMO, a lot of juice, a lot of liquidity for crypto and fucking small cap penny stocks. And yes, Bitcoin bottomed a few days ago at 58 and change. 53.9 and change. It's hard to keep track when you're right damn near 99.9% of the time. Just like I was inside of the Discord when I put videos out this morning. I said the S&P and the NASDAQ, don't be surprised if it goes sideways or down and we get a massive gap up in the IWM. That's happened. You've got one fucking drawdown on a stock that we made 5x on. That's all you've got against me? You know what men want? And this is really in closing, more than anything else, ask Michael Jordan, ask Dan Marino, ask fucking LeBron James. I can't stand him as a person, but he's one of the greatest to ever play the game of basketball. Tiger Woods, more than love, more than adoration, more than fucking anything else, they want respect. That's it. Same here. I don't need a fucking statue in the front yard. I don't even need these airy-fairy, although I do appreciate them at times, comments that I get. Just put a fucking like on a video. Show up once in a while and let us know that you're still alive. Yeah, it's one thing to pay your bill. It's another thing to show some fucking respect. Because if you really don't want to be here, if you can't handle my rants, yeah, you go to shopsmallbiz.com right fucking now and be a real man. Instead of pulling your credit card, delete your account and get on with your life. So until next time, always remember, ladies and gentlemen, that I love you and thank you so very much for watching.